Our friends at Friedman, Domiano, and Smith have been fighting for you for over 40 years, and that's what makes them Northeast Ohio's attorneys.
Yep. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Marco Bocciarelli, please welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you and what you do. Now, we're changing gears here because we want to talk about exactly what you do with the lawsuits that you handle, because you do it so well. And if you want to give us a little insight on how you do it so well over and over again, please do.
I'd be happy to help as much as I can. Thank you for having me, by the way. But at Friedman, Domiano, and Smith, my team and I, we handle primarily personal injury cases. That means any injury that stems from the neglect of someone else. That could be motor vehicle accidents, property liability, products liability, medical malpractice, nursing home neglect, natural gas explosions, or wrongful death.
So you walk in after a situation, a tragedy happens.
And that's hard.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it takes a special kind of person. I would imagine the first thing you have to do is, number one, be compassionate.
Absolutely. Understanding your client and understanding what they're going through is one of the most important things that I think we do. Understanding the law is equally important, and that's why having an attorney who knows specifically what you're doing in terms of any type of claim that you bring is one of the most important aspects.
So when you say wrongful death, different than other types of lawsuits?
Well, it can be a more complex type of litigation. You need to have someone, like I was already saying, somebody who's knowledgeable about the type of claim that you can bring, about the type of injury or damages that you can claim, who the claim is for, and the time limitations involved.
Let's talk about that, Marco. How far back could you go? Let's say something happened to me, I don't know how many years, 10 years ago. Okay. Is that still possible that you can handle something like that?
No, it's not, and that's why it's so important to get someone involved timely.
Okay.
With the wrongful death claim in particular, just because we were kind of talking about that, you have 2 years. That's not 2 years before you get an attorney involved. That's 2 years. If you don't have that lawsuit
from
filed,
the event,
from the time of the event, you lose your claim. So that's why those 2 years, it seems like a really long time, but it goes by so quickly, especially when you're already dealing with the loss of a loved one.
So then who can bring the claim for a wrongful death?
All right.
It's so complicated in my mind. I hope I'm not asking
it's
silly
a
questions.
good question.
It's a great question, actually, because this is one of those other aspects where it gets a little bit more complex. In the law, we have a legal construct called the estate. Now, the estate is created to stand in the shoes of the person who passed away. And additionally, you have to have an administrator assigned to the estate, which is usually a loved one, a family member, next of kin. That estate makes decisions on behalf of the person who is no longer with us. And that's one of the services we actually provide at Friedman, Domiano, and Smith. We help open and establish the estate for family members who are already dealing with the loss of a loved one, and taking one less thing away from them they have to deal with, because that's probate court, and it's not a fun place to be.
Right, and a lot of people, I don't know why, they think that they can handle this themselves. And, you know, well, we'll handle this, or we'll take care of it whenever, and I'll get to it. That's the beauty of what you do. I mean, you have a service to offer, and, you know, a lot of people watching Channel 3 right now, maybe they did lose a loved one. What do they need to do in order to reach out to you? What information do you require from them?
Really, all you need to do is give us a call. We actually do free consultations for anyone who has any questions.
Okay.
Just give us a call. I think the phone number is going to be displayed on the screen, but it's 216-621-0070. We're happy to talk to anyone.
It's on our screen right now.
Right.
And here's the thing, when you're in a situation like that, I mean, it's devastating. You might not be thinking clearly. What's wonderful about you and your firm is that you have so much experience, compassion. I mean, you're there for us. And that's why you've been in the business for 40 years.
Yep. Friedman, Domiano, and Smith has, in fact, been practicing law for over 40 years, doing just this type of thing, trying to help the people of Ohio and Northeast Ohio.
And that gives comfort.
Yeah.
You know, it's so difficult during times like this when a tragedy happens, an event happens, and you don't know where it's going to lead to. There is a certain amount of comfort that comes over time. Time does not heal all wounds, unfortunately. A situation like this where it does require legal help, you step in and you can comfort in the long term, possibly the surviving family members or the estate, as you put it. So,
Sure. And again, the estate's a legal construct, right?
Right.
But really what we're talking about are the people behind the
Right.
estate.
Right.
It's about people.
And just kind of going back again to what we were talking about, the wrongful death claim, we're talking about two different things, and I think they're equally important. One is, as you both mentioned, it's the emotional turmoil that we're dealing with.
Right.
This kind of law, one of the nice things about it, and one of the nice things that we've learned over the 40 years of doing business and helping the people of Northeast Ohio, is that it does bring some sort of closure.
Right.
It'll never bring answers, it'll never bring someone back, but it helps kind of heal a little bit.
Well, if you need closure, if you need healing, comfort, the information right on your screen there, fdslaw.com, and of course the number, 216-621-0070, fdslaw.com. Marco, thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Appreciate
It
what
was
you do.
really good
Yeah,
to
we
be here.
really do appreciate you.